Hello there. A large swathe of Europe remains under the influence of high pressure at the moment, keeping things largely quiet. As you can see, most of the sharp showers have been moving out of the Balkans towards Bulgaria, Hungary, and then gradually moving its way into the Ukraine. So that means we keep a good deal of dry weather, but we're starting to see more heat building across parts of Portugal and Spain. If we're taking a look at the Mediterranean in a little more detail, then Turkey, the Greek Isles, mainland Greece, largely fine and quiet. You can see where we've got those sharper showers, particularly across Kiev. Now, further north of that, it's a quieter story, and that's welcome news, I'm sure, for Germany, for low countries, for eastern France. And it's not as hot as it has been across Scandinavia, with the breeze coming in off the sea now. And there's going to be some rain and a noticeably cooler story further north. So let's take a look at what to expect as we go through Thursday. Not that much in the way of significant change in actual fact. A good deal of dry weather, and any showers across the Alps should be fairly isolated. So the city forecast keeps that heat going for many, particularly across Madrid, but easing as we go towards the weekend a touch. Sharp thundery downpours then arrive into the London area. Now, as I say, it is a little bit cooler in Scandinavia. We could see some thunderstorms to the beginning of next week. Take care. Hello there. There are a couple of storms in the Pacific that I need to point out to you. One in the South China Sea. This is called Chempaka, and it's making landfall across the Guangdong province. It's very slow moving, and it's going to continue to bring a lot of heavy rain. At the same time, further north of that, well, this one is Impha, and it's actually a few days away, potentially making landfall close to Taiwan. A lot of uncertainty to its track. We'll have to keep you posted, but probably not making landfall until later on in the week. North of that, we've got some extreme warmth across the Korean Peninsula and into parts of Japan. South of that, it's pretty unsettled, as you can see quite clearly. A few showers continuing through Malaysia and Indonesia at the moment. But it does look as though that storm is going to bring some very heavy rain towards Taipei and Taiwan, where by contrast, Seoul keeps temperatures into the mid-30s. Now, for Australia and New Zealand, it's a bit of a mess at the moment. A weather front moving its way through the Bight. Some windy conditions towards parts of New South Wales and Victoria. Rather cool here. Rain eases away from the east coast and heading towards New Zealand. Now, we saw some severe flooding to the north of the South Island by the end of last week, and that's just going to exacerbate the problems here as further rain to come. So, as I say, it's a messy picture. There will be some rain around. It's not all doom and gloom. There'll also be some decent breaks in the cloud and some sunshine as well. Hello there. Strong southerly winds in recent days has brought quite a cool feel to parts of northern Argentina, Uruguay and Paraguay, but the story is set to change as we move through this week. If you take a look at the satellite picture, you can see a little bit of cloud around and where that weather front is pushing into the southern tip of Chile. But it's warm through northern parts of Chile. Look at Buenos Aires though, only around 16 degrees. Further north of that, yes, we've got some showers, not as extensive as they can be across the Amazon basin, mostly affecting Venezuela and Colombia in particular. Largely fine and quiet across much of Brazil, any showers fairly isolated. And then as we move through Paraguay and Uruguay, as I say, it's cool for their standards, but temperatures are set to improve. So this is the story then for Tuesday. Let's look ahead. And in actual fact, you can see across Paraguay, temperatures will go back into the low 30s. That's above average for the time of year, with an improving picture into Buenos Aires as well. For Mexico City, along with Central America, there are some scattered showers around, but also some decent spells of sunshine. The showers become a little bit more widespread as we go down through Costa Rica and Panama. Still some showers into the Caribbean as well, but nothing significant. No storms developing at the moment. Of course, we'll keep you updated if that story changes. Here's the city forecast for the next 5 days. Hello there. Plenty to talk about across North America at the moment. Let's first of all start off with what's happening. And the heaviest of the rain at the moment is really stretching out of Texas up through the Mississippi Valley and into that southeast corner. Potential here for some localised flash flooding. Further north of that, it's slightly quieter, although more rain just pushing in to the far southeast of Canada. We've got wildfires and poor air quality into northern Canada generally, but there is a chance of some showers. and that could come as welcome news. Now, yes, we've got some showers into British Columbia and stretching down into parts of Oregon, but it's the showers really from Utah down into Nevada in particular and Arizona. Some of these could be quite isolated, but if you catch one, they could be very heavy, could lead to some localized flash flooding. So warnings have been put in force, and you can see the threat of that in Phoenix on Thursday. Now, across that eastern seaboard, some heavy rain just moving out of the Great Lakes, as I say, towards Montreal. But New York and Washington, fine and dry at the moment. It's really from sort of Tennessee down into Georgia, into Florida, where we're seeing those really torrential, thundery downpours with some gusty winds and a lot of rain in a very short space of time. So it's worth bearing in mind. Here's the city forecast for the next couple of days. Hello there. Monsoon rains in full swing at the moment across South Asia. If you take a look at the satellite picture, you can see the volume of cloud, and we've got the heaviest of the rain, some of which has been through North Thailand, Myanmar, up through Bangladesh and the Himalayas, but also we've had some flooding rains across that west coast, down through Mumbai, down towards Kerala and Karnataka. Now, it does look as though the emphasis of the heavy rain over the next few days will shift a little bit further east, and weather warnings have been put in force saying that. Now, further north of that, we've got some heat, pretty extreme heat as well, as you can see from Kazakhstan down into Uzbekistan. A lot of dry weather as well further west out to the Caspian Sea. Some sharp showers towards the borders of Afghanistan and Pakistan, and some of those could be pretty intense over the next few days too. Don't forget the brighter greens denoting the heaviness of the rainfall, and that's going to be pushing its way towards Madhya Pradesh and into Chhattisgarh as well. So the emphasis shifting a little bit further north and east over the next few days. Let's take a look at the city forecast. Lots of showers obviously to look out for, but Islamabad will stay dry and pretty warm with it. Temperatures into the high 30s. Now, it does look as though we will continue to see plenty of hot weather for Uzbekistan into the 40s later this week. Hello there. Forecast for the Middle East coming up shortly, but first of all, let's take a look at what's having an impact across Africa. And the satellite picture showing obviously the shower cloud close to the equatorial region, but this defined stripe of cloud is a weather front, and it's bringing some welcome rain to parts of South Africa, in particular to Cape Town. It's also bringing a rather cool feel to the weather story. Not for long. The conditions are likely to improve. Some sharper showers through the Ethiopian highlands. It's these showers that drift their way steadily westwards out towards that Ivory coastline, and that's going to be the story as we move through the middle part of the week. So the rain easing in Cape Town, and look at the difference with the temperatures going from 11 to 22 for the weekend, with a lot of more in the way of dry weather to look out for. It looks as though we'll keep a good deal of fine weather as well for Casablanca, that extreme heat easing in comparison to recent days. Now, let's take a look at the Middle East. Localised shamal at the moment, and heat very much a feature across Iraq, down into Kuwait. Drier than it has been across Iran. Still some showers though to come into Yemen, and they have been quite a nuisance in recent days. It's rather windy along that south coast, and here temperatures a little more subdued. So if we take a look at the city forecast, the showers in Aden starting to ease away, but there is a threat of more returning for the second half of the weekend.